Yes, and that is the dancehall song of the year. Yes, I mean, we need to brag about this. And this is Girl Vibes. I have ADINA tonight on Girl Vibes. It's in the Fantine, ADINA, so come Fante. It's in the Mashada, Fantine, come on, Dr. Rajwa Shimpai Force, that the song come Fantine. It's going to be interesting tonight, and we are going to talk about our health. Ain't you know, make sure you go on Facebook and you share at ETV Ghana and make sure that Katesia Biabo should be, because already I know you've seen the topic we're going to talk about tonight. We are going to talk about fibroid. And ADINA being a songstress, a superstar. I mean, she's taking Ghana everywhere. She's a Ghanaian and a South African, so she's typically an African. It's in the African prints kakra, and t-shirts kakra, you know, documentary, no, so you be na who processing and they are and also going to have fun tonight on Girl Vice. My name is Mercy B, the Akunfe Princess. And see, Akunfe Princess is another fantasy so day to maka. It's ADINA wa baby, as I say. You try and hook a crabby about cheesy pizza of here. Now, and the mama ADINA cheesy pizza. Not cheddar before and come on, but to no accord in the crano. Over names per day before we start with the discussion. And Dr. Raja is also here with me tonight. So quickly, let's go for a breather. When we come back, we get interactive on WhatsApp. Yes, send us all your questions you want to ask ADINA tonight on 02022222054. So we vibe on Girl Vibes. Stay with us. We'll be right back on this. Yes, akwaba maka chode ndeze fantino obokon komun mupa enti ADINA wo fear ha na mama started me the brag and they to me brag because the ladies in the showbiz industry is a sister or they answer you to climb the top and currently the dancehall song of the year now I'm told why I'm all him and why ADINA is in the building tonight and the record of the year that this little girl and so cry a grab it and ADINA and you why for why for I was the man and you just could be each other what climb all over me like it's I mean I don't know somebody a star or kind of a star track or a strike or a crash ding heavy a fine girl I say and you bring your vibe. You know, beautiful ladies, sometimes looking at our bodies, no, now we don't pay attention even to our body. Yeah. But there's a documentary of ADINA. I'll show it to you before we even start the discussion. Because tonight we are going to talk about fibroid. Urban fibroid, the crowd. Or yaba say, yes, it's in the baby, fibroid, or yamba, honey, yerba, yet it's simple that fibroid, so buying a beer. One shiny year on what that and some baby Dr. Rajwa Owusu-Baah. She is a medical doctor at the 37 Military Hospital, and she's a friend, you know, my beautiful doctor. Dr. Raja, in real life for the African prince, ADINA and so you know, African lady, what's in the sketch? I got then the African print to be one. Balance, yeah, balance, very necessary. Now, talking about fibroid, no, Dr. Raja, I'm following you. Now, which in the muye, now, Yama ADINA, she's a musician. And also a fashionista. Just to pamazi, pananka san sketchy, crying never business and now no now and being a celebrity, I'll pass it through all this you know experiences. Fibroid because when anybody now. And I know ADINA is a very young lady. When you not sim kakrebi, be a medicine kakrebi. So tonight to do being a fibroid crowd 50-something years. Now Raja, quickly let me come to you. Being a doctor, yaka fibroid crowd, what is it?
Okay, so fibroids are benign or non-cancerous growths in the uterus or the womb. Okay. So there are different types depending on where the fibroid is located. Okay, it can be in the muscle or it can be in the serosa, that's outside the uterus. Okay. Or it can be in the mucosa itself. So depending on that, we say intramuscular, subserosal, etc. So it's just a non-benign growth of the uterus or the womb. Okay. That's what it simply means. It's not more for because it happens around the womb. Yes, is that it? It can either be within the womb itself or outside it. Okay. And depending on the location, sometimes when it's inside the womb, it competes for space with the baby. Okay. So you realize that most people who have fibroids in pregnancy, they tend to struggle a lot. Some may even lose it in the long run.
So what really causes that?
Well, there are no specific causes of fibroids per se, but we know that certain risk factors make you more prone to having fibroids. So let's say the color of our skin, basically, or our race. The fact that we are black people makes fibroids quite common in us. And then the family history as well. So if your mom or your sister had it, most likely you can have it as well.
Okay.
And then some hormones and genetic factors come into play. And then they say obesity, like those who are quite, they're overweight and then they have a lot of weight for their height. They're also at a higher risk of having uterine fibroids. And let's say those who lead an unhealthy lifestyle, so you're not eating well, you drink alcohol, you smoke, you know, etc. That can also put you at risk of having uterine fibroids. But there are no specific, there's no certain specific cause that would say, okay, like the way you say if a mosquito bites you, you're going to have malaria, you know. Fibroids does not have a specific, one particular thing that causes it. It's just a lot of things. And then the hormones as well come into play.
Okay, so talking about the family one, let me come to ADINA. ADINA, how did you even get to know that you had fibroid growing in you as a beautiful young woman that nobody would even think that at your age, you know, you'd be struggling with such disease or ailment, let me call it that way?
Okay, so I found out when I went for a scan.
Okay.
That was when, you know, it was evident that, okay, what's the protrusion was about was really fibroids that was growing in me or had grown to a wide, like a wild degree.
Wow. To that extent. Well, on that note, we have your documentary that I want us to watch before I even come into details with you. So quickly, let's go and watch this video, a documentary of ADINA, a songstress in the music industry. As a beautiful, and I love the fact that she's confident enough to come out as a celebrity, you know, to share with us her experiences. So quickly, let's watch this documentary of ADINA.
Percent 70% of women in their reproductive age have fibroids. Some of them know and some of them don't know. The incidence increases with age.
I think I've had it since 2014. And I say this because I used to do some modeling. Like I mentioned earlier, I was quite trim. So, I mean, the modeling thing kind of came with my stature. So I was a brand ambassador for Afro Modes for about 2 years, or a little bit more. And I remember one particular shoot that they had us wear like tight-fitted clothing, and I noticed I had a little bit of a bulge in my lower abdomen. But back then, it was just my lower abdomen, so it felt like, okay, maybe I needed to go to the gym, catch up, work out, and get my body right again. That's what it felt like. But, you know, thinking about it, I think that's when it started. And if maybe I had gone to the hospital to go check, there would have been other procedures which wouldn't have been surgery. But I had no idea, so I guess you can't blame me.
Well, ADINA presented with signs and symptoms of fibroids. In her case, her blood level was relatively normal. On examination, she was found to have a huge fibroid. It's as if she was 32 weeks pregnant.
I mean, let me be honest, my sister had fibroids, my mom had fibroids. So they say it's genetic, and therefore I thought to myself, okay, I need to go check. I could have fibroids, but I was still slim. I could still dress and wear tight-fitted stuff, you know, wear corsets and things like that. And it kind of worked out, so I didn't think what was going on with me was fibroids. But yeah, I believe that a lot of women have it and they don't even know. They are giving it excuses like I did to say, oh, I need to work out, or maybe it's the banku that I ate, or I haven't been able to use a loo in a while. You know, there's so many reasons why you can have a bulge anyway. So, but it's always good to check because you never know.
So a majority of women who have fibroids are asymptomatic. Most of them do not find out that they have fibroids until they come for gynecological examinations or have ultrasound scans. But the most common symptoms of fibroids are heavy or prolonged menstrual bleeding, pain, pressure in the pelvis, or reproductive complications.
I hope you are fine. Are you scared?
I'm a little nervous.
Anxious?
Yeah.
Don't worry. You will not even sleep. We'll be chatting with... Oh, yeah, sure.
These are known as intramural fibroids, and most of the time they present with heavy menstrual bleeding and may be associated with pain. Fibroids that are found close to the endometrium or the inner cavity of the uterus are called submucosal fibroids, and most of the time they present with heavy menstrual bleeding. Fibroids can also be found just below the surface of the uterus, called the serosal surface. These fibroids are known as subserosal fibroids, and most of the time they don't normally present with heavy menstrual bleeding, but they can cause bulkiness of the uterus. Fibroids can also be found to be hanging off of the uterus, which are called pedunculated fibroids. You can also have fibroids located in the muscle of the uterus in the cervical region, known as cervical fibroids.
Well, I'm putting this out there because, like me, I believe there are so many women in Ghana now who have no idea what's going on with them. And so if I raise enough awareness, maybe somebody would put 2 and 2 together and probably understand that their body that's changing is not from them. It's like a natural thing that's happening to them, so they can go do something about it. At least I want to give people a chance, you know, because if you know something, if you know, then you can do something about it. If you know too and you don't want to take it out, that's really on you. That's your decision, but at least have an idea what's going on. You know what I mean? I think it's necessary to share my story. Maybe I can help somebody.
Yes, welcome back. This is Girl Vibes on ETV Ghana, and we are live on GoTV channel 177 and also live on Facebook at ETV Ghana. Please make sure you like and share. ADINA THEMBI is in the house tonight, and she's sharing with us her experiences through fibroid. And watching the documentary, I don't know if you carefully watched it, and I'm getting this feeling right, you know, in my tummy. I feel again, wait, sorry, I can say I'm a banku, but Madina can one video me. Adina, you share with me. How was that feeling? What was your experience when the doctor even told you that Adina, you have fibroid? How did he even say it to you or she?
So I had 3. The first scan I did, that was the first time I found out that I had fibroids. The doctor was like, when he saw me before I did the scan, he said, Abat, you are pregnant. And I said, no, I'm not. I would know if I'm pregnant.
Why did he say that? Was it because of the size of your stomach as a then?
And I think I was wearing a t-shirt, but you could see it. And that's when it even worried me. Like, how am I wearing a big t-shirt? But you can still see my lower abdomen is protruding. So that's what pushed me to go to the hospital. The hospital is not far from where I live. So I said, yeah, let me go and check. And then he said that. Then when he did a scan, he was like, oh, you have huge fibroids. You need to take it out. Honestly, it scared me a bit. I was disappointed. I don't even know why. But I was disappointed that was the result. Then I was relieved that, okay, so all the workout that I've been trying to work out, the diets, because during COVID lockdown, I went on a diet, like a healthy diet.
Trying to work
flush, So I stopped. I haven't been eating sugar since then.
Wow.
You know, like those kind of things that we know that, you know, it's going to add
was
toxins.
last year in March.
Yeah, last year during the... So, and when I did the thing, it worked, but my lower abdomen was still there.
Okay.
So once I found out that it was fibroids, I was a bit relieved that, okay, so at least there's something there. That's why, like, all my efforts is turning out futile. So I did that. I was sad. I called the doctor, Dr. Yaa Owusu-Baah. She relaxed me. She spoke to me for maybe like an hour, you know, making me understand that it's very normal among black women. It's not so scary. I was like, oh, so I can't give birth after, or I can't give birth because I've got fibroids. He's like, no, that's not, it's not like a go-to say, because you've done the surgery, you're not going to be able to give birth. I mean, she took me through everything. So she told me to do another test somewhere else to find out the positions. Because if I'm trying to do surgery, they need to know the size, the real size, exactly where, blah, blah, blah. So I went to the second place. The lady was more gentle with me. It was a lady. The first one was a doctor, a man. Yeah, I'm like, they don't understand that.
I know, right?
So the lady was
more
more
of a lady's thing.
Exactly, the lady was more gentle. It was normal to her. She was like, okay, so you have quite a number. You have about 6 or 7. That's what she said, because apparently they will never know the number until they open you up. So from her side, she could see 6 or 7. And she was telling me that, you know, about the positions. One is on top of my left ovaries or something. So it's important that I do surgery. You know, it's a lot. You've got like small ones, big ones. So it's like, okay, I've got a lot. Surgery is definitely an option. Then the final one was in the hospital, Tama Women's Hospital.
Ended up being 16.
Yeah, but they even found that 16 when they did the surgery.
Like intra-op.
So before I was going to do surgery, they were expecting to see like 6 or 7.
Okay.
because you never know once you know it's a scan. You can't really see it.
Not very certain.
Exactly. So yeah, so I did those 3 scans, and I'm saying those things. I explained that because I think it's always good to have like a second or third opinion from different hospitals. Don't just go with one. Because if I went with the first one, then I would be so scared. Like, oh my God, either I need to give birth or but I spoke to different health practitioners who gave me more in-depth like understanding of what was going on in my body, relaxed my mind for me to even be the one to choose to say on this date I want to do the surgery. You know, I think that's very, very important. Yeah.
Dr. Raja, let me bring you in here.
Okay.
Now, lucky for her, she got to know that it was in her family. So there could be a possibility of it, you know, showing as a symptom. So quickly, she rushed to the hospital. What are some of the symptoms, you know, that we can know? Okay, so my stomach is showing, just as she said. What are some of the other things that can let us know that we are getting fibroid as women?
All right. So most women tend to bleed quite heavily. Okay. Either during their menstrual cycle or within the cycle itself. So let's say you're done with your menses, but like a week or 2 afterwards, you start bleeding. So that's like abnormal uterine bleeding. And the bleeding is quite long and it's heavy with clots. So you can bleed as long as 7-10 days throughout. And there's a lot of pain. So a lot of pelvic pain down there. Sometimes too, because of where the uterus is, it's presses on the bladder. So some people have difficulty in urinating. Others too may be constipated as well. And in some women, they don't even have any symptoms at all. So you may not even know that you actually have uterine fibroids until you do the scan like she did in her case, and then found out that she actually had the fibroids. So women need to know their body so well that if there's any, you notice any abnormal change or any finding, you just go quickly and have it checked out. Yes. So she noticed the bulge, and they do tend to have the bulge in their abdomen. You said there's a curve. You think you're pregnant, but you're not really pregnant. It's a fibroid that you have in there.
Yeah.
So what really causes this? Like, what are some of the activities that we do that causes this fibroid to us as human?
Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, there are no specific things that cause it. But like dietary habits. So if you're not eating so healthy, you're not eating your fruits or veggies, so more of like junk food and healthy eating. If you drink a lot, if you smoke, you're not exercising.
Properly, it can cause all that.
Yes, or you're obese and all that. Those are risk factors. It doesn't mean that you'd get the fibroids, but it just puts you at a higher chance of getting them later on in life.
Okay, so ADINA, let me come to you again. Now you are done with the surgery. Now, even going through the surgery, how was the procedure? How did it go for you?
For me, apart from being scared and nervous before I actually went to do the surgery, once I came out, I think I had enough medication. So the real challenges were standing up for the very first time. I tried it and I almost fainted.
Wow.
Yeah, they had to rush and like, you know, really.
That's after how many days?
This was, okay, I had surgery on Friday, so Sunday.
2 days.
Yeah, because Saturday I tried to like sit up and it was mad. So I said, hey, and I saw another girl that did it also trying, and she was like, oh my God, oh my God. So I said, no, I'm going to chill for today. You know, it's fine. I'll just watch TV and I'll be cool. And the next day I said, let me try it. And it was a little weird, but I was determined to leave because they put you in the main ward just so they can keep exactly. I was determined to leave the main ward. I wanted to go to my private room
and have your side ward.
Thank you, because there were so many people coming in there, and I was like, oh my God, people don't know that I've done this. What if somebody recognizes me?
Bloggers, you know,
and I was very close to the door, so I was like the second person close to the door.
Whoever comes in just sees you.
They didn't really, because there was a curtain, but I was paranoid the whole time, like. Because even my friends, I didn't tell everybody. Just a few people. So I was, you know, but I'm recovering.
But not a who able to say motivation to someone. No so crawl but no oh, I didn't cry, you know. It's going
if she's there, I can also do it.
I can also do it.
Because most women are afraid to do the surgery actually.
Yeah. There was a lady next to me. She had surgery the same day. And so she was like my hospital buddy. Because we went through it. So she did hers earlier. And then the next was me. And she was resting before me, so she woke up before me. Like, we're basically going through everything together.
Okay.
So that it was like a nice buddy to have. But I knew I was going to do the campaign. I knew I was going to talk about it, you know, properly, like on these platforms. So I wasn't ready for it to come out yet. You know, the worst thing is to have it leaked.
Yeah,
you know, because they don't tell your story well.
Yeah.
People tell it for you, and that's not what I wanted. So I was like, I want to hurry and go into my room. But in terms of pain, like I said, I had enough medication. So there was never an experience where I'm laying in bed and I'm in so much pain because I've had surgery. The pain would come from maybe coughing.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh my God.
Or laughing out loud.
Or laughing. Or sneezing.
Yes. So you have to hold your abdomen before you do that.
Cough or sneeze.
The first time I coughed, they put...
It hurts.
I thought my stitches were opening.
Yeah.
But apparently it wasn't a big deal. It was really just what came with coughing. So yeah, those were the small things. But apart from that, I think recovery wasn't as crazy as I thought it would be.
It was a smooth ride.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I was shocked that I was recovering as fast as I was. I was like, God, I'm so thankful, because I was praying for a fast recovery and it was happening, and I was like, is this how it is? Because I've heard people do surgery and like they're in pain, and it didn't happen to me.
Lose blood.
No, nothing like
because
that.
You look okay right now.
Yeah.
I mean, how many months has it taken now?
Well,
how many
since
months?
February.
So it's like, let's say 5-6 months.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that.
Not even up to a year.
No, definitely not.
Hey, that's a question of VGM and was it the experience one with the episode?
Yes,
right?
yes.
That was the I loved that performance. Yes, I think it was the nomination.
Yeah, I had meant that performance.
Yeah,
I was 5 weeks after surgery.
5 weeks. Yeah. Just a month and a week.
Yes.
Girl,
Adina is a
so
strong woman.
Yeah.
No, but you know, that was another thing that I wanted to put out there. A lot of people are afraid to do surgery because they don't even understand how their body is going to react to it. You know, based on what your body is like before you go into surgery. Yeah. You might have it really bad or very good. So they always advise that, you know, make sure you're eating well. You're preparing your body for what is about to go through.
True.
You know, and I wanted to show people that once you make sure you're healthy before you go in and you listen to what the doctors say, you will be fine. It's not as crazy as, you know, society may make it seem or look like.
A lot of misconceptions.
Exactly. I wanted to prove that point. So doing that performance and killing it and not having people say, oh, it's because she did surgery, that's why the performance wasn't nice. You know, I didn't want that story. I wanted to show people that there's hope after surgery. There's hope when you've got fibroids. It's not that crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so there is hope for you if you have one, please. Quickly, or if you're feeling any of the symptoms that Dr. Irajwa and ADINA are talking about tonight, sister. Personally, I check my as a result. Trust me, there's no joke, because I think I need to check just to free my mind off. If you're feeling the same way, please do check yourself. We are still live on Facebook at ATV Ghana. Very soon, we'll read the messages. So, Dr. Irajwa, do we have types of fibroids? Just as Nizi Wabakado is 16. I didn't know, wasn't a crano type.
Is it the intramuscular, subserosal?
I have no idea, but I know that my fibroids were at different places.
Okay, so it's out of the uterus.
They were in the womb.
Or they're all inside?
I don't know if there was some out. Since it's 16 years.
I know, I'm sure you have them all over.
I need to check.
It has like the mixed type. You can have the mixed, like, so different places can have the fibroids. Yeah. So, like you saw in the video clearly, that showed the various types. It depends on where the fibroids are located in the uterus. So if it's within the muscle, it's intramuscular. If it's within the myometrium, that's like the middle layer of the uterus, then it's submucosal. If it's on the outer side, it's subserosal. And then it's pedunculated when it just grows outward, like this puff all over. So it depends on where it is. And the sizes also differ. They can be quite small. We have like some as little as 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters or something. And then we have like the very huge ones that are like 7 centimeters, you know. So the size and then the where it's located differs. And that's what helps in the management as to how would go about. And your age as well, whether you choose to, you want to have children or not. Because she had to have a myomectomy because definitely she's young. I mean, she's going to have kids someday. So there's no way they can just go in.
No.
Yeah, they can't just go and take out the whole womb out. Do you get it? So it depends on the woman
Okay.
And then there are various factors that we consider as well. So whether you've had a child or not, whether you want to give birth or not, whether you are pregnant or not. So all those things come through the size of the fibroids, where they're located and all that. So that also affects the management.
Okay. Is surgery the only way to treat fibroid?
No, it's not. Like that's the main one of the main ways we treat it. Basically because you know, in Africa, people present late. So I'm sure Adina must have seen a ball, but she was like, okay, maybe I'm just gaining weight, you know, I'll sit down a bit, that kind of thing. So by the time they present
Hold on, I'm not cutting you. But when it starts building up, will you be able to find the balls in there?
No, but through the scan, like if you do regular scans.
That was why I asked that.
No. If you do regular scans, like on a regular day, when you do like regular medical checkups at the hospital, your doctor does all those things. You do your breast ultrasounds, your mammograms, your pelvic scans, everything. Then your blood test as well. So assuming you have fibroids, we can pick it up by doing the pelvic scan. Okay. Yeah, so even if you're not showing any symptoms yet, the scan will let us know that you have a fibroid. Okay. But because most people wait until they're sick before they go to the hospital, by the time we find them, they're huge. So that's why mostly in Ghana we do them through surgery. But you can also do it, there are medical ways of treating the fibroids as well. And sometimes if you're beyond a certain age, let's say you're over 50, you've reached your menopause or something, we know that it's going to shrink because the hormones that are produced that help with the growth of the fibroids, the progesterone and the estrogen, you don't produce them anymore when you get to menopause. So we'll not worry a 50-year-old, we'll not drag her to surgery to go and do, we'll just observe and see whether it's actually going to shrink. If it doesn't before, we'll move her and do the surgery for her. So it depends on a lot of factors, but the mainstay here in our environment is surgical because of the late presentation. But you can also do medical treatments as well.
Well, in the society, I don't know whether Adina or find it out the way fibroids or TB, or to be a kind of echo crowd will be you womb and cry, you know, my and will be Adina a TB.
I mean, like I said, I spoke to the doctor, the lady that was speaking on the documentary, and she debunked a lot of myths for me. Wow. She made me understand that, you know, it wasn't. Society's got a lot of weird stories. Definitely for some people,
exactly.
it was so bad, or they had finished giving birth, so they opted to take their wombs out.
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes we blame some doctors. Like when you go to the place, maybe because they think it will be so challenging for them, they say, this one, you have to remove your womb. Then they scare the women. So some people think that they have to take out your womb if you have fibroids, or you can't give birth when you do the surgery. But there are ways around it. Like, and there's something I want to say, you know, one of the things the doctor told me was, depending on how your body heals after you've been cut. So some people, when they cut them, you know, I don't know how, if you can see like an out scars. If something cuts somebody, you can see a swelling on their outs, like it forms keloids.
Yes, the keloids. You know? Like that's a poor scar. It doesn't heal so well.
It doesn't heal so well, so it swells.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay. So for some people, it happens inside, right? And it will block the tubes.
Yeah.
So it means that when you're trying to have a natural conception, which is, excuse my language, you and your partner, you know, being intimate, so that, you know, the normal process of conception,
fertilization, and all
egg
that.
fertilization, getting pregnant, the normal getting pregnant process, no, it can't happen because the tubes are blocked.
Okay.
After surgery, because of how your body heals. Oh. So in that instance, they can do IVF, which is them taking your husband's or your partner's this thing and artificially and putting it together so that fertilization can happen. I need people to understand that this means that whether your body heals well or not after surgery, it's not. It doesn't mean that you
can't have children anymore. Like there are more
options.
options.
Oh no, I mean, it doesn't mean they're too So people need to get it out of their minds that once you get surgery. So some people are afraid. I've got a lot of DMs where people have got fibroids and they're scared that because they want to give birth, they don't even want to go to the hospital to get checked and see how big it is or whatever. They don't want to have a surgery conversation.
It's true.
Because something, the surgery is removing the womb. But it's not the only type of surgery, and it's an option that you give.
Exactly.
Looking at your life, like a lady friend of mine said, she's finished giving birth. So for her, she doesn't want any fibroid issues. You know, so she told them, take my womb out, because my womb in Or being somebody like me, I want to give birth.
Yes.
If I'm ready to give birth right now and the doctors tell me I've got blocks in my tubes, I will opt for the IVF because I do want babies. It's just a medical thing. You need to go to the hospital. You know, so some people just don't know.
Hey, I've been so kekade. Fibroid, ne kako ye surgery we ne fibroid ne tum. It will grow beam.
They can recare.
Yeah, but doctor, mama check me. See, I didn't so back there automatically. Why better doctor?
Charlie, why a doctor?
Yeah, this doctor and it's when
from experience.
Exactly. From experience,
yes.
You know how we always
the best teacher, I tell you.
You know how we always do Google when you find out something is wrong with you.
Exactly.
And that's where I found out that.
But hold on, let's go for a breather. When we come back, we get to vibe more, and it's getting interesting. I love the way the vibe is going tonight. We'll be right back after this one. Yes, it's getting interesting here on Girl Vibes. I have ADINA THEMBI. She is a songstress, a beautiful, award-winning songstress. Yes, ADINA THEMBI is here. I mean, latest dancehall song of the year. I can tell you also, Titananka, you know, main foot, but I want to cry back and ADINA. But we are talking about fibroids, you know. Share with us your experiences and how you're treating yourself. ADINA, you know, she has opened up, and I'm so proud of her because there are instances that people would like to keep it privately, but she being a celebrity and getting that enough confidence, maybe send. But since she has what's her friend, I'll pay cry why friend maybe said them question no at 0555657278 from CIS, 0555657278, and we are also live on Facebook at ETV Ghana. A power with Jai to me people kakra na me ko read the question them now before the break na me be Dr. Day. Bimon so since I didn't so I in doctor automatically.
Right?
Doctor now then to Dr.
Yeah,
exactly. Maybe says honorable motivating more.
I know, right? On your later, I'll pull you to join us.
I think so because with a cute body and all the education away.
She's intelligent as well.
Exactly, I can see that.
Thank you,
before you know, I picked my first caller. My member saw Dr. Rajwa. Na yeriko breaking maybe Saturday bimu ho woko ye surgery no wie kra e she born was say fibroid no koyi no wa san so develop wonu mu biem abazin na aza menyim do wo mu ma mempem akoyi no san baby.
Okay,
what causes that one too?
Well, fibroids can be quite stubborn. Like I said, they are hormonal. So as far as your hormones are still on the high side, I mean, they can recur.
Okay.
You want to read?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Finish up. I have
they
a caller.
They can recur again. And usually it's more common in those who have very large fibroids or numerous fibroids.
Okay, let me pick this caller. Okay, then
sure.
Continue for me. Hello, caller.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my lady. What's in then?
You can say Nyamina
Domos Mumpomi Yepa. ADINA waha, Dr. Rajwa so hanti mwanonko.
Oh, yeah, in this program now more I have in a ADIA program Modiaba.
Merci, that's it.
I also went for scan because I was also experiencing the same symptoms.
Wow.
But I went for the first. The gynecologist told me that it was a fibroid.
Okay.
Also, I was quite not mentioned that symptoms was quite like pregnancy. So a friend of I also advised me to take another scan. I went for another scan for about just 2 weeks ago, and also told me that though the fibroid, that one is true, and so there is also a 1 month pregnancy. So the doctor told me.
So she's pregnant and she has fibroids too.
Oh wow.
And because of the pregnancy, so I don't know. I want to tell the doctor that in case of this, can the surgery be done, or because of maybe the one that adult gynecologist told me that it was a pregnancy, maybe it's not, but it's rather some of the fibroid that is pregnancy.
Right.
Yes, I just want to ask the doctor that if it's true that it is a pregnancy, how are you going to put with 2 of them? Because it's not, sometimes you be feeling severe pain in your abdomen, especially scan, maybe it was some of the fibroids the doctor told me.
So you are now waiting to go for the surgery, you right?
No. She said she's pregnant.
True. That is the case. The scan told me that so the fibroids is there, but also.
We lost her. I heard what she was saying.
Okay.
So she did
I
the
wasn't
first
really
scan,
getting her properly.
and they told her that she had fibroids. Then she did a second scan, and she did it
came out
because
pregnant,
her
is that it?
symptoms too were showing pregnancy symptoms.
Yeah.
The second doctor says she's pregnant and she's got fibroids.
Fibroids, yeah.
So she wants to know if she should go and get a third scan
or not.
As in, she wants to know if the pregnancy, no, it's not pregnancy,
but it's fibroid that they think.
Or truly, she's got both.
You can have both. I mean, we have fibroids in pregnancy.
Is that not dangerous?
It depends on the location of the fibroid. If it's at a place where it's not going to affect the growth of the baby, you can just continue the pregnancy, deliver, and then they can handle the fibroids as a delivery.
Okay, you can also call us. Okay, let me pick my last caller. That's what my director is saying. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. I was the one talking to you.
Oh, okay, it's good you're back. Not me, Brisada. Is it that you're pregnant and at the same time, having the fibroid? Is that it?
Yes, that was what was told by the doctor.
Okay, so you are now scared to go for the surgery?
Yes, because of this distance.
Okay, Dr. Irajwa is here. Irajwa, in this instances, what advice will going in there?
If she's pregnant, it just went on to the pregnancy. She's delivered before she can think about doing surgery for the fibroid.
Okay.
So let her have the baby, and then we can handle the fibroids afterwards. Okay. I think that's what I'll tell her.
Hello?
Yes, we are here.
I was also wondering, I thought the one that they said is pregnant, maybe they didn't see it well, but maybe it's also part of the fibroid.
Maybe you can get a third, if you really are doubting the scan, you can get a third opinion. Maybe repeat the pelvic scan again. And you can do a pregnancy test as well, either the blood or the urine one. Then, I mean, you have an idea whether you're pregnant or not.
Okay.
All right, thank you for calling us. Kelly says, God bless you for the good job and also bringing ADINA on board to share her personal experience. It's very important to know yourself very well as a woman and also go for checkups to ascertain whether you are healthy. This fibroid thing makes women go through a lot, but it's cool to do regular checkups to get rid of it at the early stage to avoid further complications. Good job. Keep doing the good job. Okay, from Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. And this one says, hi. Good evening, ladies. I'm enjoying your discussion and thank you for bringing ADINA on tonight. Okay, thank you. There's not much time, okay? And that's it. More fun cham and burn all quarter. ADINA watch any project ya season or dama more cast on one son or call. And to more questions is Munya butter. Next week, Masanama Dr. Rajwaba. ADINA, quickly let's talk about your project because burn no call. I mean, confidence in the cry you're watching there as a celebrity, fibroid disease and there and come was a better more. But then kind of one could tip you're watching there. This is what I'm going through, but I'll share with the other ladies out there.
Okay, so we were thinking of doing a corporate social responsibility. And then, so we had a different topic that we're going to delve into. Then I went to do the scan and found out that I had fibroids.
Wow.
And I said I was going to do surgery. So I felt, first of all, I went on Google to get information. It was hard to get information. It was hard to find out what the real cause is, like the doctor said. Yeah. So I was like, okay, if this is something that in our society people have different interpretations for, pastors are saying different things, herbal, stories about medicine and stuff. So if I have this and I'm about to do surgery and by the grace of God I come out of it, I'd like to raise awareness, talk about it more for a lot of people to understand that fibroids are not as mystical as we think they are. It's not because you're cursed. It's not weird. You can deal with it. It's not spiritual. Thank you very much. You can deal with it. If it's small, if you find out and it's small, you can live with it. If sometimes you only have to be, like you said, late presentation. When you find out that it's so big, that's when surgery is even a conversation. Like the lady that's pregnant, if she goes to check and they say the size is not so bad, it won't bother her. She can actually go through a whole term have a
when
baby
she's ready
before.
to deliver.
So all these conversations I wanted to have and let a lot of women understand that this is normal.
Exactly.
Because like I said, I got a lot of messages in my DMs, you know, it's common, it's here. It's
I mean, sure, Ati.
I'm
Sure, be free. I am watching the bit share with him banging now. With this documentary, I mean, you can go online and watch this from ADINA and get to learn. To them, Mami Becca, you say, crying, what's will be a sister, hold on. Doctors, Dr. Rajwa Moore, 37 Naza, Obama, no education. Now, Sunday, yeah, may produce a birthday, and you're able to wish and happy birthday in advance. And funny enough, or your sister is in nature parents on the birthday, so they celebrate their birthday together. I didn't know before, but I say, hey, ADINA is my songstress, so she's my favorite artist. And you let ADINA wish you a happy birthday. Don't worry, we'll do the video for you and Esther, Mrs. Esther Santi, and my producer Rashida. Rashkeli one. Thank you, ladies, for coming. ADINA, is there any project that you're doing? You know, a concert, be another be quickly, you know, time call your roll credits now.
Well, the thing is, the foundation is called Beautiful Inside, and we're the first project is the Fibroid Awareness Campaign. So we're raising awareness at this very stage. The things that will follow will be getting donations. Once we get the appropriate channels, we'll let people know, and then other things will follow, like free screening that we'll try and organize, because it's not that screening is not that cheap.
It's expensive.
And fibroid affects everybody. It's not everybody that can afford. So we want to make it accessible to everybody, and then things like concerts and stuff will follow. So
ADINA, we have to continue this on radio, so don't worry. I'll invite ADINA on radio as well. Showbiz Extra, I'm also the producer of Aiko After Drive. And Tia Bato, Dr. Iranja and Yamin Show. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. We love you.